Hey guys, Joe Howard here. Listen, today I want to teach you guys how to do the perfect push-up. Matter of fact, this is something that I see clients do wrong all the time, and it can lead to tons of shoulder problems, neck problems, upper back problems, you name it. But if you're doing it the right way, it's really impossible to actually cause injury to your body because you're going to put your body into the correct position every single time if you just follow these simple, basic steps I'm going to teach you guys today. So we're going to talk about hand positioning, we're going to talk about shoulder and elbow positioning, we're going to talk about leg positioning, and then why it's so critical to have them in that exact same spot every single time to get you guys started, okay? So first things first, we'll talk about hand position. The first thing I have to understand about hand position is literally having your hands just slightly outside your shoulders. That's the key. Because if you have it too close, it's going to go to a little bit more of your tricep motion. And if you have it too wide, it just puts a little bit too much more strain on the shoulders. So right now when starting out, you don't really want to go too much of a narrow press or narrow push-up, okay? Number two is you want to make sure your elbows are tucked into your sides. I see so many people with their elbows way out like this, and what happens, that's going to put a lot more leverage and stress right here in the shoulder and cause more pain with it. Also, when you're actually putting your elbows to your sides, you're trying to squeeze your shoulder blades back together. So you can see as I do that, it actually forces my hand out just a little bit into motion as I squeeze my shoulder blades together. So if you look at the back side of my body, if I turn like this here, this is good, okay? And if I do this where I roll through and you see my upper back pushing out, that's actually bad. We don't want to do that. So we're going to try to avoid that. And from a side view, you can see if I roll forward, that's what my back looks like. It's kind of hunched over. I want to keep my chest sticking out. I'm imagining like I'm trying to stretch the chest as I tuck those elbows together. And the legs is all about trying to flex the quads and squeeze the glutes. And the reason why I do that is it's going to help prevent the butt from sticking up in the air like I see most people do. So if you have to go to your knees to do a push-up the right way, do that. Modify it so it's less weight, because when you're on your toes, you have more weight involved. So we're going to take our hands and basically position them right outside of our shoulders. And my thumb is going to be right about nipple height of my body. So if it's way out here, that's not going to be a good thing. You see as I do that, I have to bring my elbows out higher to reach up there. So we're going to bring them back so that that thumb is right about the nipple. We're going to take and squeeze my shoulder blades back together. Now at this point, I'm going to squeeze my quads. The quads are the front of your legs here. So I'm going to squeeze my quads. I'm going to squeeze my butt cheek tight together, and I'm going to flex my abs. And as I do that, it's what kind of puts me into that plank position and keeps everything tight. Okay, at that point, as I push up, I'm going to push up through that motion and keep my shoulder blades squeezed together. As I push through, as I come down, I'm going to try to bring the shoulder blades back together again and squeeze them harder on the way down. Now the range of motion here doesn't really matter as far as how deep you go or if you like your arms out, because you're going to be moving the whole time. The biggest key is we don't want to let those muscles go that we're trying to work on. So for example, let's just say I keep my thumbs in here, my elbows are in tight, but I don't flex my quads, I don't flex my butt. Here's what I'll see. I'll see people do a push-up like this, so their butt's up in the air, and they'll come down to where their head's touching the ground, like right here, and that's literally like doing a shoulder press, and it's going to cause tons of stress to the shoulders because you're not moving to the right mechanics, because you're not squeezing the shoulder blades back together at that point. So guys, if you want to improve your push-ups, you got to make sure you walk through those basic mechanics. Let's walk back through them one more time. You got to make sure your hands are right outside your chest, thumbs are about that nipple height. 2, you got to make sure that you're squeezing those shoulder blades back together and your elbows are in tight. And then 3, you're going to flex your quads, your butt, and your stomach all at the same time to keep that stiff core. Okay, so if you're going to your knees, very simple. Go to your knees, do the exact same thing. So if I'm here, I'm going to basically squeeze my quads, squeeze my butt. Elbows are still in here. As you see, if I come down, I'm still in the exact same position when I do the modified knee push-up. Okay guys, give this a try. If you have any questions at all, do me a favor, leave a comment down below, and I'll talk to you more then.